everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. In this session, we'll discuss Kiosk Studio and how it can help streamline the frequent activities performed by your users. We'll also look at how you can customize Zoho CRM to offer a seamless and optimized experience for your users, ensuring that they can navigate their tasks with ease. Let's get started. Our panelists for the day are Imran and Prasanna, who are product managers in the Zoho CRM team. And I'm Srinidhi from the Zoho community team, and I'll be walking you through this session on Kiosk Studio. Let's go over what we have in store for today's session. We'll start with an understanding of the basics and the role of Kiosk and Zoho CRM, with real-world examples to understand why kiosks are required. This will be followed by a detailed demo of the Kiosk Studio UX and step-by-step instructions on how to configure a kiosk. Then, we'll discuss the future enhancements and features planned for Kiosk Studio. Finally, we'll move to the Q&A portion with the product managers to get any questions you have answered. So, what is Kiosk Studio? Well, Kiosk Studio is a no-code interface to build and embed custom functionalities called Kiosk across Zoho CRM to help streamline work for your users. Its name denotes what it means literally, a kiosk or a self-service setup that allows the end user to finish what they want to in the most seamless manner. Functionally, a kiosk ensures that the user doesn't need to go to different places to navigate and access or input data. As an admin, one big responsibility is identifying the pain points of the users and finding solutions to them. Here, it essentially would be to figure out the processes that your users frequently do or repetitively. So here, we define these frequent processes end to end, sketch out all the possible branches and actions the user will do after it, and map it all together. Once that's done, we build a singular experience where they just have the relevant options to choose from or put in data in a step-by-step manner. Coming to why we need Kiosk Studio, well, Zoho CRM has a set of standard modules and configurations. But every business is unique. There are different business processes in each company. Hence, to help customize Zoho CRM according to different processes, we have custom modules, wizards, canvas, etc. But what if the customization required is to the point of having custom capabilities? The admin has to have extensive technical knowledge as well as spend a lot of developmental effort and time to make that happen. Not only that, even making changes to the capabilities would take time. And that's where Kiosk Studio comes in. To understand Kiosk Studio better, we'll walk through this webinar using a business scenario for easier context. I'm going to take the case of Zilker Bank. Their business process begins with customer acquisition. They attract new customers by offering financial products like savings accounts, loans, and credit cards. Then, they process daily transactions like payments and fund transfers while ensuring compliance with financial regulations. Apart from that, once customers are onboarded, the bank manages their accounts, tracking deposits, withdrawals, and other transactions. They have set up Zoho CRM for this process, and within this overall process, we are focusing on a particular use case to understand Kiosk Studio. We're going to take the sales process of getting existing account holders to purchase credit cards. The sales agent, that is the user in Zilker Bank, has to call the list of people eligible for getting credit cards individually. They have to call each record and find out if they're interested in getting a credit card. First, the sales agent calls the contacts, and once the contact picks up, the sales agent introduces themselves and asks them if they're interested in getting a credit card. If the contact is not interested in getting a credit card, the sales agent is going to add a tag to the record as not interested. But in case the contact is interested in getting a credit card, the sales agent is going to confirm and verify the details. That is their name, phone number, email address, mailing address, age, date of birth, and all of that. And once that is done, the sales agent is going to ask them about their employment status. That is if they're salaried or self-employed and how much they make in a month. And after that, they're going to ask them about the type of credit card that they're looking for. That is the purpose of the credit card. And now, with all of this information, the sales agent is going to recommend credit cards to them and help them apply for a credit card. Now, let's see how this whole process looks inside CRM without a kiosk. So, this is the list of contacts that don't have a credit card yet. the salesperson has to call all of these records individually and ask them if they're interested in getting a credit card. First, the salesperson goes inside a record and navigates to the call button and calls them. And once the contact picks up, the sales agent is going to introduce themselves at the bank and then ask them if they're interested in getting a credit card. In case this contact says that they are not interested in getting a credit card, the sales agent is going to add a tag to this record as not interested and then moves to the next record. And in case this contact says that they are interested in getting a credit card, then the sales agent first verifies the details, verifies and confirms the details, that is the name, date of birth, age, phone number, and mailing information. Once that is done, the salesperson has to create a record in the credit card holders module. The credit card holders module has the list of contacts that have a credit card and also people who are interested in getting a credit card. So the sales agent is going to create a record for this contact while on call. And now the sales agent asks them about their employment status, that is if they are salaried or self-employed and how much they make in a month. So now once the sales agent has all of these details, the sales agent is going to ask them about the type of credit card that they're looking for. And so with all of this information, the sales agent has to recommend the perfect credit card to the contact. To do that, the sales agent goes to the products module. The products module has a list of all the credit cards that are available. But how does the sales agent know which is the perfect credit card? Each credit card has different eligibility criteria. That is, some credit cards can be availed by people from the age of 18 to 60, while some credit cards can only be availed by people from the age of 25 to 50. Not only that, there is a minimum income eligibility criteria. So to do that, the sales agent is going to create a filter. This is the filter for the age, and the next filter is for the minimum income. And then the type of credit card. So these are the type of credit cards that the contact is eligible for. And now the sales agent goes inside each of these records and then gives them a sales pitch. This is how the whole process looks inside CRM without a kiosk. Now let us look at the challenges of doing it this way. The user has to go inside the record multiple times to call each contact. In addition to accessing contacts, users have to switch between different modules to create and update records. This constant switching between modules takes time and further disrupts the flow, making the entire process feel scattered and inefficient. Our sales agent does this repeatedly throughout the day. None of us like manual work and perhaps even despise having to perform the process repeatedly in a disjointed manner. This constant need to navigate back and forth through the records not only breaks their focus but adds extra steps that could be avoided, making the workflow slower and time consuming. Also, before they input any details, the sales agent needs a sales pitch. They try to sell the credit card, and for sure, we are not trying to micromanage here. But sometimes important points get lost or the pitch isn't tailored to the customer they're talking to. So there's not much direction. So now let's take a look at the same use case but with a kiosk. This is the list of records that don't have a credit card yet. And as you can see here, this is the kiosk button. Now, the sales agent doesn't have to go inside every record and call them. They can just call them from here and click on this button. Once they click on the button, a call script will be displayed to them so that they don't miss any important details when talking to the contact. And once the sales agent is done talking to the contact, the sales agent would know if they're interested or not interested in getting a credit card. In case they're not interested in getting a credit card, the sales agent clicks on this button. And when the sales agent clicks on that button, a tag is added to the record as not interested. So what happens if the contact is interested? When the sales agent clicks on this button, this screen pops up with the details of the contact. Now, the sales agent can confirm and verify the details with the contact from the screen itself. That is the name, phone number, mailing address, date of birth, and age. Once that is done, the sales agent will ask the contact about their employment status. That is, if they are salaried or self-employed, and how much they make in a month. And after that, the sales agent asks them about the type of credit card that they are interested in. Now, with all of these details, the sales agent has to recommend a card to the contact. I'm gonna click on done. Now, as you can see here, the list of cards that the contact is eligible for has been displayed here. And now the sales agent can look at this list and give a sales pitch to the contact. And after that, once the contact chooses a card that they want to apply for, the sales agent checks the box and it's done. Now, if you go to the credit card holders module, and as you can see here, a record has been automatically created in the credit card holders module. And inside the record, all of the details have automatically been auto-populated here. Did you see the difference the kiosk made to the whole experience? The first thing was that there was a call script to help the sales agent not miss out any important details when talking to the customer. And the next is the sales agent didn't have to switch between multiple modules to create records. And also, not only that, the sales agent didn't have to manually copy all of these details from the contacts module to the credit card holders module. It was added automatically. And then the sales agent didn't have to go to the products module and create all of the filters manually. The filters were automatically applied based on the details provided in the previous screen. So now let's see how to configure this kiosk in Kiosk Studio. Now let me create a new kiosk and I'm going to name it credit cards and I'm going to click on next. A kiosk can be accessed from multiple places, but the record detail view page and the module list view page for each record are record specific. And since we want to place our kiosk here in the module list view page for each record, and that is we want our kiosk to pull in record specific data, we need to configure current records. To do that, I'm going to click on this button and I'm going to choose set module and choose the module as contacts. And I'm going to click on save. So now the kiosk will be able to pull in record specific data from the contacts module. Also note that a kiosk isn't specific to any module, and since we are placing our kiosk here in the list view page, we are configuring current record as contacts. Now that that's done, let's come back to building our kiosk. A kiosk can be built with basic elements. These elements include the screen, decision, and actions. The screen is the UI part of the kiosk. A screen presents the user with display text, fields, data from the CRM, data collected from previous screens, and buttons to pick the next step. That is, for example, when you click on the button here, a screen is displayed. This screen can be configured inside Kiosk Studio with the help of the screen element. And inside screen, we have various fields, and the first one is text. So text is mainly used to display any kind of text, that is mainly instructions to the user. And then we have the get records, which I'll be explaining later. Then we have Zia Insights. The Zia Insights component lets you display insights generated by Zia for a particular record. And then we have the usual fields. But note that these are all unique fields and not the pre-existing fields inside the modules. Alright, now first we want to build a screen that displays the call script to the user. And also not only that, in the call script we want the name of the contact to be displayed here, and we want the name of the user also to be displayed based on which record that they are clicking. That is, if I go to another record, I want the name of that particular contact to be displayed here. And then I have the text for the call script. And then I have two buttons that will decide which flow the kiosk is going to take. Let's see how to configure that. First, let me rename the screen to call script. And I'm going to add the text field. So, like I mentioned before, I want the screen to be personalized to the user according to which record that they click, and also according to which user is accessing the kiosk. So to do that, now I'm going to include something called merge fields. A merge field is a reference to another field. When the screen is opened, the field will be replaced with the data that we are referring to. In Kiosk, a merge field can point to get records field, previous screen field, current records field, and a user module field for data related to the user who's accessing the kiosk, and organization fields. To do that, now I'm going to click on hashtag, choose credit cards, choose current record. So the current record is the record that I'll be referring to, and choose contact name. I'm going to click on done. And now I want it to be customized according to which user is opening this screen. So to do that, I'm going to again click on hashtag, choose users now, and choose first name, and click on done. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and paste the rest of the message. Okay, now we're done with this. Field. Now we need to add two buttons that is going to dictate the flow of this kiosk. To do that, let's click on this, and the first button is interested. You can add up to 4 buttons, and there are various styles of how you can customize the button. And I'm going to add another button, and I'm going to name as not interested. I'm going to change the style to default button. I'm going to click done. And as you can see here, each button has taken a different branch. First, let's configure the not interested branch. So once the user clicks on not interested, I want a tag to be added. Like, I'm going to click on not interested, and once I open this record, a tag has been added here. So to do that, I'm going to choose another element, which is the action element. Under actions, we have field update, assign owner, tags, email notification, activities, create record, convert, and webhook and function. So now to add a tag, I'm going to choose tags and choose add tags. Choose next, and I'm going to click on save. Now let's configure the interested part. So when a contact is interested, we need this screen. That is, we need the screen with all of these information that is auto-populated from the contacts module. And other than that, we need these 3 fields. So let's see how to configure that. I'm going to choose screen, and I'm going to name this as verify details. Okay, first I need it to be the name field, so I'm going to choose single line. I'm going to name it name, and now I'm going to again have this as a merge field. So every time I click on a kiosk button in the list view page, uh, I want the details of that particular record to be displayed on the screen. So to do that, I'm going to choose merge from module. Gonna click on hashtag, choose the kiosk, choose current record, and choose contact name. Click on done. And then now I need the phone number. Choose merge from module again and choose credit cards, choose current record, choose phone and click done. Now I'm going to do the same for the other fields, the other merge fields. Now that I've added all of the merge fields, I'm going to add the rest of these fields. First, I need the income source. So I'm going to add a pick list for that. And I already have income source as a global set. So I'm going to choose that. And then I want the monthly income. So I'm going to add that as a currency field. I'm going to name this monthly income. And the final field, that is the type of credit card. To choose that, I'm going to choose a pick list. And I'm going to name it type of credit card. And again I have this as a global set, so I'm going to choose that. And now I have added all of the necessary fields that is there in the screen. Now I'm going to click done. Now the next step is, after I fill out all this information and click done, filter is automatically applied and the credit cards that the contact is eligible for is displayed here. To do that, we are going to use get records. Let me create another screen. I'm going to name the screen as display credit cards. I'm going to choose get records. Click on new get records. Get records component is used to pull in records from a particular module and display it to the user based on a particular criteria. Now, as you can see here, based on a particular criteria, these specific cards are displayed to the user. So now, to do that, we can either have just one parent module or choose child module here and have a parent record and a child module. But now for our case, we're going to go ahead and choose parent module and choose the module as products. And I'm going to name this get record as eligible cards. And now I need to specify a criteria. So the first criteria is the age. The minimum age should be lesser than the value that I enter in the previous screen. So as you can see here, there are all of these fields and I need the one that is in the previous screen. So I'm going to choose this. And then I am going to choose the maximum age limit. And next I want the minimum income. To do that, and choose minimum income should be lesser than the value that I enter in the previous screen. And the final one is the type of credit card that they're looking for. To do that, I'm going to choose type of credit card is the field, and I'm going to choose type of credit card. So now this filter will be applied based on whatever detail is in the previous screen. I need multiple records to be fetched. So either you can fetch a single record or you can fetch multiple records. So in our case, we want multiple records to be fetched. So I'm going to choose that. And so these are the fields that can be displayed. So as you can see here, these fields are displayed to the user. Now I'm going to choose those fields here. Product name, description, and type of credit card. And now I'm going to click on save. Now I'm going to click done. Now after I choose a particular record here and click on done, a record is created in the credit card holders module, as you can see here. So let's see how to configure that. I'm going to click this plus button and I'm going to choose action, and I am going to choose create record. I'm going to name this as create credit card holder record. Click on next. I'm going to choose the contact. I want the record to be created in the credit card holders module. So now I'm going to choose that record. Choose that module. And now I want all the fields that's displayed in the previous screen to be updated inside the fields inside the new record that's being created. To do that, I'm going to choose add more fields. Choose first the name. So I'm going to choose credit card holder. Going to add a merge field, credit cards, current record. And the next is the phone number. Choose credit cards. Choose you can either choose current record or the previous screen, that is the verify details screen, based on your requirement. Here I am going to choose verify details. Because in case your contact wants to change the phone number that is associated with the credit card, they can change it in the previous verify details screen, and that number will be associated with the credit card and their original number will be associated with the contact that's created. Now I'm going to do the same for all the other fields. Now I've added all of the fields in the verify details screen, and the fields that needs to be updated in the new module, and going to click save. Alright, now let's go ahead and test run our kiosk. Going to copy the record ID of a particular contact. Going to paste it. First, as you can see here, the name of the contact is displayed here, and also the name of the user is displayed. Now let's click on not interested, and as you can see here, a tag has been created. Now let's see what happens if we click on interested. Alright, we have all of these details, all of the required fields, and now I'm going to choose income source, choose the type of credit card, and I'm going to click done. And all the credit cards are displayed based on the filters that I've applied. I'm going to go ahead and choose a credit card and click done. Now let's check if a record has been created in the credit card holders module. And as you can see here, a record has been created, and if you go inside the record, all of the details have also been added to this record. Now let's go ahead and publish this. I'll click on publish, and now I'm going to choose custom buttons, as I want this kiosk to be in the list view of the contacts module. I'm going to choose create new button, going to name it add details in list, each record, kiosk, choose the kiosk, choose CRM users, and I'm going to click save. Now as you can see here, the button has been added. Now let's go ahead and see where all a kiosk can be embedded. First is the home page, and as you can see here, I have embedded a kiosk as a component here in the home page. And this kiosk can be used to guide the receptionist or the sales rep to attend incoming calls and inquiries. So when the receptionist gets a call, the receptionist can just enter the number of the caller, and the details of the caller in the system will be displayed to the receptionist. So not only that, records can be created and fields can be updated in relevant modules according to what the caller is looking for through this kiosk itself. The homepage is a readily accessible space in comparison to the user having to track down the record and its relevant fields for each incoming call. So going to the next one, it's the setup page, and when it comes to the setup page, you can embed a kiosk component in the setup page, and you can use the kiosk here mainly for organizational purposes. For example, we can set up a kiosk here to enable users to apply for leave or request a team change, etc. However, the major use of Kiosk Studio practically comes through custom buttons. Custom buttons solves a major accessibility issue for your users, and with kiosk customization capabilities, Kiosk well used with custom buttons provides a very relevant experience to your users. So let's see where all a custom button for kiosk can be placed. So first is the record detail view page, and for example, if I go into a particular record, and as you can see here, I have embedded a kiosk button here. So this is the same case as calling customers to find out if they are interested. So instead of having it in the list view, we can have it inside the record here. And then we have the list view. So under list view, we can either place it in the utility menu. So that looks something like this. So we can embed a kiosk button here, and then we have each record. So when it's each record, it looks something like this. And this is what we used for our case of calling the customers and finding out if they're interested or not interested in getting a credit card. And not only that, the custom buttons can either be placed for CRM users or for portal users as well. And then we have the record detail view. So in the record detail view, we can either place the button here, or we can have it as a section inside the record, and that kiosk can mainly be used to display particular details. And then we have blueprint. Now you can place your kiosk inside the blueprint transition button. Let me show you with the help of an example. We have the deals module here, and it is for loan officers to help loan applicants to get a loan. And this particular deals module is for home loans only. So what happens is, after the applicant submits the loan application form, the loan officer goes through it, and once that is done, the loan officer gets additional details from the applicant to assess the loan situation. So for that, the loan officer is going to click on get details, and the kiosk is displayed. So in this first screen, the information is common despite what the information to be collected is common despite the loan type of loan that the applicant is applying for. So I'm going to go ahead and enter the details. Now, after the loan officer collects all of this information, they will ask the applicant details about the type of home loan that they're looking for. So I'm going to click on done, and after that, this screen is displayed. So this screen is based on what type of home loan that the person is looking for. So in case they want a basic home loan, and then they will have another another screen. And in case they're looking for a home renovation loan, and they will have a different screen. And this is based on pick list. And now the loan officer is going to ask all of these details. So I'm going to fill that. And once the loan officer gets all of these details, they're going to click on done. And a summary of all the important information is displayed to the loan officer, and the loan officer will cross-check or verify the details again with the applicant, as the applicant has to provide documents for all of this. So once the applicant confirms, the loan officer clicks on done, and the next transition is displayed. So in case you have a kiosk and a blueprint, and you want to add the kiosk to the blueprint, you can do it with this, so that the process is more efficient for your users. Next, we have Canvas. So in case you're not familiar with Canvas, Canvas is a no-code design tool to customize your Zoho CRM. And in case you have customized your Zoho CRM with Canvas, or if you're in the process of customizing it, you can also place your kiosk button wherever you want inside the canvas. As you can see here, inside this canvas that I'm building, I can place the kiosk button anywhere. So now that you've understood where all the kiosks can be embedded, let's get back to our presentation. I'm going to take one more scenario to explain Kiosk Studio better. Let's take the case of Zilker Hospital. They're open for everyone, but they mainly focus on providing services for elderly people. The hospital provides a broad range of medical services for various conditions, as well as offer emergency care, surgeries, diagnostics, and treatment for common illnesses. They maintain patient records and appointments through Zoho CRM. You can book an appointment directly in the reception through call, or if you visit the hospital often, then you can book an appointment through the portals. Now that I've set the tone for the business scenario, let me get into the use case for which we'll have a kiosk. When it comes to elderly people, they have to go to the hospital regularly for checkups. A doctor might advise them to visit the doctor every 3 days once, or weekly, or monthly based on the issue. Since most of the hospital's patients are elderly people, the hospital has a portal through which the patients can log in and book an appointment. We have set up a kiosk inside the portals for the user to book an appointment. Also, if you're not familiar with the customer portal, portals in CRM are designed for the administrators to extend CRM access to their contacts, vendors, or partners. A portal user can access the modules that they have been given access to. They can also view, edit records, create records, and add notes. In the portal for our case, patients will log in and the details will be displayed to them. And from there, they can either book a new appointment if they are unwell or book an appointment for a checkup that they're regularly going to. Let me show you how it looks like from the point of view of a patient inside the portal. So when a patient logs into their portal, this is what they'll see. They can see their personal details as well as the regular checkups that they've been going to. And then if they go to patient appointments here, they can view their appointments and the appointments that they've previously booked. Now coming back to this, as you can see here, we have the list of regular checkups. So now in case this patient wants to book an appointment for a regular checkup that they've been going to, they're going to click on this button here. So this is our kiosk button to book an appointment. As you can see here, there is some text here to guide the patient on which button to click on. And first we want to book an appointment for a regular checkup. So we are going to click this button. And now there is the list of regular checkups that the patient has been going to. So I just have to check the box and click on done. Now I have all of these details which has been auto populated. Now I just have to choose the date for which I want the appointment. Now an email will be sent to my inbox with the details of the appointment. I'm going to click done. Now what if I want to book an appointment but that is not related to these checkups? So again I'm going to click on this button and I'm going to choose book new appointment. I'm going to enter the details and choose the date for which I want the appointment and click done. Again, an email will be sent to my inbox with the details of my appointment. Alright, but now this contact has all of these regular checkups. But what happens when a contact doesn't have any regular checkups and they click on this button? As you can see here, this contact doesn't have any regular checkups, and if I click on the kiosk button here, it will automatically take me to the new appointment booking screen. So now I can directly just book a new appointment. And again, an email will be sent to my inbox with the details regarding my appointment. Alright, now let's see how to configure this kiosk inside Kiosk Studio. So we have the list of patients in the contacts module, and inside each contact there is a subform with the details of the regular checkup. And also we have a patient appointments module in which we need a record to be created when the patient books an appointment through the portals. So now let's see how to configure that in Kiosk Studio. I'm going to go to Kiosk Studio, click on create kiosk. I'm going to name it appointment booking. I'm going to choose next. First, we are going to start by adding a decision component. So when a patient logs into their portal and clicks on book appointment, if there is a if there is data in the regular checkup subform, there should be this screen. And in case there is no data in the subform, I want this screen to be displayed. So to do that, we need to configure the decision component. A decision component is configured on the back end of the kiosk. A decision component is used to create branches in the kiosk flow based on existing CRM data or data from the previous screen. A branch will be created for each button, and criteria can be specified to decide which branch that flow should take. There will always be a default path in case the criteria for the other paths don't match. I'm going to name this check for regular checkups, and I'm going to name the first path as regular checkup is available. To check if there is data inside the regular checkup subform or not, we need to add the regular checkup subform as a get record in this kiosk. So to do that, I'm going to click on this, choose get records, and I'm going to click on new get records. I'm going to name this as regular checkup, child module, current record, and regular checkups. So now I want to check if there's any data in the subform. So to do that, I'm going to choose serial number is not empty. Also, I will be using this get records later inside later in the kiosk, and that is when contact with regular checkups logs into their portal. We need to display the regular checkups that they've been going to. So we will be using this same get records for that. So I'm going to configure it as multiple records, and I'm going to choose the fields to display. I'm going to choose name of the doctor, specialty of the doctor, last visit, and summary. I'm going to save. And now we need one more path, that is when there is no data in regular checkups. So I'm going to change the default path into that. Now I'm going to click done. First, let's configure this side of the kiosk, that is if the regular checkup subform is not empty. So first, I need a screen with the text to be displayed along with these two buttons. So to do that, first I'm going to name the screen as appointment. I'm going to add a text field. So again, I'm going to use a merge field so that when a patient clicks on the kiosk button, it will be customized to them. So now I'm going to paste the rest of the message. Now I need to add two buttons. So one is to book the regular appointment, and one is to book a new appointment. So I'm going to change the style of this button, and I'm going to click done. And now, as you can see, there are two branches here, and let us configure this branch first, that is if the patient wants to book a new appointment. I'm going to name this book new appointment, So when a patient clicks on book new appointment, I want all of these fields to be displayed. That is the reason for visit, the specialty of the doctor, and the date to book an appointment. So for that, first I'm going to add a multi-line field, and I'm going to name it reason for visit. And then I want a pick list for the list of the specialties. I'm going to name it choose specialty. And I already have a global set with a list of specialties, so I'm going to choose that. And then I want the date field to book an appointment. Now I'm going to click done. Next, I need to send out an email to the patient with the details of their appointment. To do that, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to choose action, and I'm going to go to email notification. Going to name send new. I'm going to choose the email of the contact, and I'm going to select the template that I've already pre-built, and I'm going to click on save and associate. So after this, I also want a record to be created in the patient appointments module. To do that, I'm going to click on action, and I'm going to go to create record. I'm going to name this create new patient appointment. I'll click on next. I'm going to choose the module as patient appointments. So I want the patient appointment name to look like this, that is with the name of the patient and the specialty that they've chosen. So to do that, I'm going to add a merge field, and first I'm going to choose the name, and then for the specialty that they chose, so I'm going to choose the previous screen and choose specialty. Click done. So for the name of the patient, I'm going to choose this current record, and for the reason for visit, I'm going to add a merge field to the previous screen. Now I'm going to save this, and as you can see here, thank you message is displayed. So to configure that, I'm going to add another screen, and I'm going to name it new appointment confirmation. I'm going to add a text field, and again this has the name of the contact. So to do that, I'm going to add another merge field. Now I'm going to click on done. Alright, now let's see how to configure this site. So when a patient clicks on book an appointment and then chooses book regular checkup, the list of the regular checkups that they've been going to is shown on the screen. So first, to configure that, I'm going to choose screen, and I'm going to name it display regular checkups. And now I'm going to insert the get records that I previously configured. That is this one, and I'm going to click on done. So as you can see here, after the patient checks a box and clicks done, These fields are auto-populated from the get record and they just have to choose the date. So now let's see how to configure that. I'm going to choose a new screen. I'm going to name it book checkup. First is the doctor name. So to do that, I'm going to choose a single line field and since I want it to be auto-populated, I'm going to choose merge from module and choose regular checkups and name of the doctor. Now I'm going to click on done. Now I'm going to do the same for these two fields. I'm going to name it specialty and I'm going to choose merge from module. Choose done. And then I want the summary, so choose a multi-line field, name it summary, and I'm going to choose merge from module. Now I'm going to add the date field and I'm going to name it date for checkup and I'm going to make it as a mandatory field. And now I'm going to click on done. Now again, I want an email to be sent and an action to be created. That is a record to be created. So to do that, I'm going to choose action and I'm going to go to email for checkup. I'm going to choose the email of the contact. I'm going to select a template and I'm going to save and associate. Now after this, I have to create a action to create a record in the patient appointments module. So to do that, I'm going to choose create record and I'm going to name it as and I'm going to choose the module as patient appointments, and again I want the name and the specialty. So to do that, I am going to and choose specialty of the doctor. I'm going to click on done. Then I'm going to choose the users and the patient as current record. Click done. And the reason for visit. And also the specialty. And then I'm going to choose the preferred doctor. And click done. I'm going to save this. Now I'm going to do the same, that is add another thank you screen. Now let's see how to configure this side of the kiosk. That is when there is no data in the regular checkup subform. So when a patient with no data in the regular subform logs into their portal and clicks on this button, this is the screen that shows up. So let's configure that. And that screen is pretty much the same as this side of the kiosk. So let's configure that. And now I'm going to click done. And I'm going to do the same, that is send an email and create a record and then have a thank you screen. Now we are done with this kiosk. Now let's go ahead and publish this. So we need it to be in the record detail view page. So we are going to go inside custom buttons and create it. So since we want it for portal users, I am going to click on this one. I'm going to save. With building the kiosk, and now let's get back to our presentation. So what's next in Kiosk Studio? Well, number one, bring data from third-party applications into a kiosk. Now, just like how we are getting data from inside Zoho CRM, we can also get data via queries from third-party apps and display it to the user. And then, display get records with selection made optional. At present, users can only proceed to the next screen after selecting a record in get records. However, this will soon be optional, allowing users to bypass the selection step if desired, offering more control over the user experience. Add Open URL and Open Record as actions soon in Kiosk Studio. Upcoming features will include the ability to configure an action, to open a URL, or to open a records detail page in a new window when users click on a displayed record. Connect any path in a kiosk. If there are different initial paths that merge into the same steps later, Kiosk Studio will soon allow you to connect those paths instead of having to configure the same steps twice. Pass or use a response of an action in the next set of actions. Currently, actions in Kiosk Studio run in parallel, but soon users will be able to base one action on the response of the previous action. This new feature will allow actions to be either parallel or sequential.